Welcome to Quail's Knitting Nest. My name is Joy.
My name is Janet. Thank you for viewing again.
Yes.
Hopefully.
Yes. Hopefully
we're trying to get our
this.
subscribership up.
Yeah. Yeah. This is episode 35. Welcome back. Or if you're a first-time viewer, welcome. We're here in November. The leaves are changing finally. And I did my first mowing of the leaves. I don't rake mine, I mow mine.
Oh, yes.
Yeah. So I did the first one. And of course, not even less than a week later, the grass is covered again. So.
Exactly. It's been such a beautiful couple months. This is one of the nicest falls I think that we've ever had. Yeah. It's going to, yesterday it was 72 and sunny. We went out for lunch and sat on a patio and it was beautiful. Yeah. And today is almost as warm. Pretty, very sunny. But by the weekend, winter.
We'll be back.
A little bit more winter will be here.
It'll be cold again. So we'll enjoy these nice days while we have them.
And I still haven't worn any of my sweaters.
Still? Even when it was cold last week?
No. It's still not cold enough
I
for me to
wore
wear
a lot
sweaters.
of my sweaters last week when it got cold.
I can't wait. Oh my goodness.
Well, what is this you have on today?
And that's what I was going to say. But I did wear a couple of my ponchos. This is one of my favorites. I made this last year during the lockdown, whatever. This is Gaye Gillespie's pattern. It's Orange Love Poncho. Of course, hers is in a bright orange. This is Gigi. Maybe some of you know who she is. Watch her. She hasn't been podcasting lately. She's on Instagram now. But it was a knit along. And this was a stash yarn that I have. Alpaca with a twist. It's silk and alpaca. I should stand up and show. You could see the bobbles and the cable pattern. This was a lot of fun to do, and this yarn was a pleasure to knit on.
I really like this whole cable pattern along the edge.
Is, of course,
so pretty.
This is my absolute favorite color. I don't know if it's coming out. It looks like it's vibrant.
Kind of a dark,
it's beautiful teal, turquoise.
Yeah.
It's not a solid. It's more of a
semi-solid.
It's really pretty. I don't know if it's showing up. But I figured Gigi's favorite color is orange, so this is my favorite color, so that's why I made the poncho in this color. It's very comfortable to wear. It's just off to the side. It just has the neck opening, and you seam this one side. You knit it in a rectangle.
One giant rectangle. Yeah.
And it's fun. It's a fun knit.
Yeah, it's very pretty. I love that.
What do you have? We kind of coordinate today.
Oh yeah, we're both in blue. This is my Zweig by Caitlin Hunter. I won't talk too much about it because I talked about it in episode 4. So if you want to hear all the nitty gritty, you can go back to episode 4 and watch that. The only thing I would like to comment is when I first made it, this yarn, I forget what the yarn was, but I was afraid that it was going to pill horribly. And it does pill, but it's not nearly as bad as I was afraid it was going to be. It's not like my Birkin, which is a nightmare. I can't even wear that anywhere. Even after I gleaned it, all the pills came right back. But so
I think you got this at Conversational Threads, and I'm trying to think. It was not shepherd's wool.
No, it's an Isager.
Oh yes,
yarn.
yes, that's right. That's what it was.
Their
yarn is beautiful.
Something, I forget the name of it.
It's very pretty.
Yeah.
Very pretty.
I do have a bunch of finished objects to show.
Yeah, Joy's been busy.
I have been busy. So I want to start with, I showed you last time the first Ender's hat that I made, which was the gray one. And I was working on the red one and I finished that. So this is the red one.
That looks pretty. That's the one you started at Rhinebeck, right? You were doing it at Rhinebeck?
Yeah, I was working on it when we were at Rhinebeck. So it's all done.
And you're not going to keep one for yourself?
No.
That looks really cute on you.
I have other hats.
Oh, I know.
I make hats are like a quick little project, and I have lots of them, and I always, I have so many hats in the closet. It's always like, well, which one should I wear today? Well, I don't need more to choose from, so I'm gonna donate both of these. So that's Ender's Hat by Erika Flory. You have
Very
anything
nice.
with you?
I have one finished object. It's pretty big. It took up most of my time. I bought the yarn in the beginning of October when I found out that we were going to Florida for Thanksgiving to my niece's house. And she has a little boy, almost 2 years old, so I wanted to make him something. So I decided to make him another blanket because he's enjoying the first blanket I gave him when he was born. So they've been using him. So, they're knit-worthy people.
Yeah.
But we will insert a picture, a full-length picture. But it's just folded, just to show you. But this is Adore yarn. It's very fuzzy, very soft. It's 100% nylon. It's by Plymouth Yarn. And I got this yarn at Knitter's Edge in Bethlehem. It was in the sale bin for $3 a ball. That's what you buy for blankets, especially baby blankets, right? It's machine washable. Lay flat to dry. Okay, 74 yards a ball. And they recommended a size 10 needle, but I used a size 9.
Why?
Because I wanted it a little bit tighter. Because when I tried to do it with a 10, it was too open.
Okay.
The pattern I used it's one of the patterns that's all over the internet, everywhere, free patterns. This one that I used was Gramma's Dishcloth. And it's free on Ravelry. Where you just cast on 3 stitches and then do yarn overs on the first side. You knit 2, yarn over, and knit across. And just keep doing that. So you start with 3 stitches and come out. So what I did was I had 12 balls of white and 4 balls of blue. And the first half, when I finished 6 balls of white, that's when I started decreasing. I kept increasing to a point, and I used half my yarn, and then I started decreasing. And then I just decided to add a little bit of navy, because his room is navy and blues. So I thought I'd just add a couple of navy stripes. So when you see the picture full length laid out, you'll see how I did the stripes.
So it's mostly white with these 3
just
strips.
3 strips of navy in the middle. I tried to balance them out.
You did a good job. They look pretty well balanced.
The only thing is, it's funny because you would think that it would be a perfect square, and it's not.
So how's it shaped?
It's 52 inches by 48 inches. So I don't
it's
know
a
if my
slight
gauge
rectangle.
loosened up. I don't know what I did, but it looks fine.
Mm-hmm.
But I thought it would be a perfect square, but it's not.
Interesting.
Mm-hmm. I think I did this once before in a smaller scale, and it did work out to a perfect square. So I'm not sure if this is the yarn. It's very stretchy.
Yeah.
When you're knitting with it. So I probably pulled it, whatever. I'm sure I changed the gauge.
Yeah.
But it's fine. I think he'll enjoy it. It's nice and soft.
It is. It's very soft.
When they were visiting here last Christmas, I have a fluffy blanket like this on my sofa. And he just wanted to keep wrapping up in it. So that's what gave me the idea. Especially when I saw this yarn in the sale bin. Oh, that's perfect for Owen. So that's my one big project for the month.
That was a big project. All of mine are little projects. Back in September, I wasn't able to show these because I was doing a test knit for Irene, who's on the 3-Ply podcast.
Oh, yes.
She was getting ready to publish a new pattern she has an old pattern called Get Shorty, and it's a pair of socks. And then she was doing a new pattern called Get Shorty Ribbed. And I offered to test knit for her, and she accepted me. So then I couldn't show them until after the pattern went live. Mm-hmm. So now the pattern is up, and I can show these socks. And this is what they look like. Hers is top down, and it has, I forget the name of this heel. Maybe I'll insert it here if I remember. But it's a different heel, which I have never done before, and that's one of the reasons that I wanted to try to test knit the pattern.
And what do you think of it?
I don't like it.
It looks good, but I don't know how it feels.
Well, I think the reason she uses it is it's great for stripes.
Oh.
So as you can see what I did here,
yes.
This is not self-striping yarn. I striped these socks myself. So I had these 3 colors, and then when I got to the heel, I did that heel portion in just one of the colors, and then continued the striping down the toe, and then just finished off the toe with the one green color. So the way the heel, you can kind of see it here.
It doesn't fit, right?
No, it doesn't.
I could tell. not like your pattern. I could see, this looks like it would fall down in your shoe or something. In the heel
Well, you definitely have to make the foot long enough,
right,
to get the heel back where the heel needs to be. But it kind of, just like it shows on the sock blocker, it cocks the sock at an angle, whereas a sock we would normally knit
like squared off.
Yeah,
more.
It's like a 90-degree angle. This
Yep.
is more like, I don't know,
I could
70 degrees.
Mm-hmm.
So if I take it off the blocker, see, it still has that angle to it.
It's shorter in the back. Yeah.
Yes.
It's back towards
and
the
then
heel.
it's back. It's shorter. The cuff, because of that, it ends up shorter on the back side of your foot.
Ah, interesting.
Now, I wasn't sure, and this was part of test knitting the pattern, was because I'd never knit this type of heel before. I wasn't sure where to measure to start the toe.
That's right.
Okay.
Usually you do the back of the heel.
Normally, I would do like the middle of the back of the heel. I would measure from here, but because it's on an angle, so I went ahead and measured from my normal spot in the middle of the back of the heel. But as you can see, the bottom of the heel is closer in.
Yep.
Right? It's not as, this length from here to here is shorter than from here to here. So it ended up being a little bit too short for my foot. I'm going to give them to my daughter, Amy, and hopefully they'll fit her foot. I don't know. We'll see. So anyway, and I did do the small size. So it's smaller anyway. I figure if they don't fit her, she can just give them to a friend. Somebody that maybe has small
feet. You could just wear them
feet.
around the house.
Yeah.
In
So
bed-
it was interesting.
bed socks.
I would not do this pattern myself again, but it was fun to knit, and they turned out really nice. And a lot of people like the pattern and have knit her other. So it's called Get Shorty Ribbed. So the ribbing goes all the way down the toe, the top of the foot.
The top of the foot. Yeah.
Her other pattern, just called Get Shorty, the ribbing stops right here, and the whole thing is just stockinette.
What yarn was that, too?
This yarn,
It stripes nicely. That's nice.
yeah. So this is on the inside. You can see where I just carried the yarn all the way up. I didn't cut at every stripe,
Okay.
so you can see there.
Oh,
Where
so you used all. This isn't just one skein.
right?
You
it's
striped
three-
it yourself.
Yes, it's 3
Okay.
colors.
Okay.
It's Fiesta Yarns, and the name of the yarn is called Baby Boom. It's discontinued.
I remember that.
I've made several projects out of this yarn.
It's nice.
And because this was, her sample was done in a self-striping yarn. And she does a lot of self-striping socks. And so I just striped it myself just to see. And I'm happy with them. I like the way they turned out, but I wouldn't make them again. And here's
Did you
my,
give her feedback on the
my
heel?
other one.
Because I think she was testing that.
What I told her was that I think you should say in the directions where to measure the heel from before you start the toe. And she did end up incorporating that into the final pattern so that you get it long enough. So I told her I measured from the midpoint of the heel, and so then she ended up putting, measure from the bottom of the heel down here to wherever before you start the toe decreases. So yeah, you can check it out yourself. And if you've never done this heel and you want to try it, you can try her pattern.
I'd like to show some of my acquisitions from this past month. It was my birthday in October. My husband surprised me with some coffee mugs that are knitting themed. And this one says, knitting started out as a harmless hobby. I had no idea it would come to this.
That's so funny.
And then another one. This is really pretty. And it just says knit happens, but it looks like an aqua color yarn ball, which matches our kitchen perfectly. The only problem with this one is you can't drink from it. The lip goes in, so no matter what when you try to drink, it water
doesn't come
dribbles.
out? Oh,
You
it
dribble
drips.
water
Oh.
because it has doesn't have a smooth lip there.
Huh.
So that's the only thing. So it's just on display by the coffee maker. And you don't know these things when you order them because you can't see.
Yeah.
And then the third one is, it's not hoarding if it's yarn. And he had these sent to the neighbor's house.
Oh.
So I didn't see them.
Smart.
He likes
Smart
to
man.
surprise. He likes to do this.
Yeah. That's cool. I made that greyhound sweater for my sister's dog. And I will insert a picture here of it on the dog so that you can see what it looks like on the dog. And in the picture, you'll see that it turned out a little bit too long. It comes down way down over his butt.
Is it? Oh.
And I could shorten it, but she was like, "Oh, it's fine. It's fine. He has other coats that do the same thing." And so I don't know. We'll see what happens with it. Well, she posted a picture on Facebook, and my niece saw it. And my niece said, "Oh, could you make a sweater for my dog too?"
Oh my goodness.
Well, fortunately, her dog is a Chihuahua.
Oh, okay. One extreme to the other.
So,
how cute.
and I said, let me know what you want. And she emailed me and she said, "Oh, I think Lily would like a purple sweater."
Oh, that's really cute.
So, this is my little Chihuahua sweater. It has little arms for the little
baby. A turtleneck.
Yeah, a little neck. And then, so the pattern I used, I guess, is discontinued as well. When I looked it up, I was searching on Ravelry and I discovered, lo and behold, that I had made this pattern once before. Do you remember when we were knitting for Bark for Life?
Yes. Mm-hmm. Yes.
There was a time back in the day when we were making dog sweaters for a table for the Bark for Life event. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. And I had made this same pattern way back and it came up and I'm like, "Oh."
That's quite a while ago.
It was quite a while ago. So the name of the pattern is Spunknit's Knitted Dog Sweater. It's by Lane Drogato, but it's not available anymore.
That's really pretty.
Anyway, so I decided to throw in, it's a plain sweater, and I decided to throw in this little Fair Isle band. And I found this pattern in my book, Alice Starmore's Book of Fair Isle Patterns. So I just pulled one out that would fit, in the body section. And the yarn I used is something I've never used before. It's called Impeccable by Loops and Threads. And I got this at Michael's. After making this itty bitty sweater, I had a ton of yarn left. Mm-hmm. So I decided to make a matching hat for my niece.
Oh, that's cute. So when she's walking the dog.
Yeah, she can wear her hat while she's walking her dog.
How cute. That is really cute. Oh my gosh. Does she know about the hat yet?
No.
Okay.
No.
So is this Christmas or?
No, actually, we're going down at the beginning of December. My sisters and I, every December, we usually go get together to make Christmas cookies. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. So I'm going to go down there at the beginning of December, and that's when I'll give her.
That's great. That is just great.
Ensemble.
And you still have more yarn left.
And I still have more yarn left.
You can make a wristband.
Fingerless
mitts or something.
It was a big ball. I don't know.
Probably fingerless mitts.
Like
you put more white in.
4 ounces, 4.5 ounces.
Wow.
So it's like almost 150 grams, probably. Maybe 125 grams. I don't know. But there's a lot of yarn. So that's what I have.
Very cute. We didn't talk about the second day of Rhinebeck on our last podcast. So, because we filmed it on the first day. So, I did make a couple more acquisitions.
We went
We
just for
started-
half the day.
We went for half the day. Yeah, it was nice because it was very empty. It was cooler.
Yes,
we
it was
actually wore
much
sweaters.
cooler,
We
yeah.
actually wore sweaters. And so the first building that we went into was building D, I think. And that's where they had all the books and the authors this year. Very nice setup compared to past.
Yes, usually it's
It's
jam
stuck in building
in the
B
book.
or something.
Yes, you can barely move
And you're
in there.
oh my gosh, and trying to stand in line and pay and talk to the authors and so forth.
Yeah.
This was very
really
nice.
Yeah,
So-
spread out.
I think
The
we were-
only disadvantage of going on Sunday, though, was that most of the authors weren't there.
right, but we lucked out.
Yeah, we did.
Because the two that I really would have wanted to see were there. First one was Mary Jane Mucklestone, and this is her Fair Isle. Let me take this off. Fair Isle Weekend. And these authors also had all their samples, which was very interesting. She actually meets up with Gudrun Johnson now. I'm going to show her book next. And they've become good friends. But this is a lovely book of all Fair Isle. There's one, for example, that I think is very pretty. Fair Isle Designs. This is the first time I bought one of her books. I don't know, do you have anything?
I don't remember if I have a book.
I would like to try these. These are really pretty.
She has a book of Fair Isle motifs, and I can't remember if I have that one or not.
And she talks a lot about the Shetland Islands. It's a beautiful book. It's really a beautiful book. Photography is beautiful. So there's a few.
And it was really nice to see the samples, too.
Yes, yes. The second one is The Shetland Trader by Gudrun Johnson. Now this is interesting. All of the styles in here, all of the designs in here were her mother's. Her mother was Patricia Johnston. And she had a made-to-order knitwear business in the 1970s called Shetland Trader. So these were her mother's designs. There's even a picture on the back, see, of the original sweater. And she redesigned all of her mother's patterns. There's some beautiful pictures in here. Now, of course, there's a few things that I couldn't wear, but I think they're really pretty. Something like that. But I like the sweater on the front. And this sweater comes in a couple of variations. I don't know if you could tell that it's like a balloon sleeve. Well, there is a variation that you could do it straight in her pattern. You could also make this solid instead of colors, multicolored, this lace part, because it's Fair Isle yoke and then lace on the bottom. And it is quite cropped, which I wouldn't do. There's vest, there's a vest. So someday, and she uses Jameson and Smith, Jameson's of Shetland Spindrift fingering weight for most of the sweaters. There's also this variation too. She likes this wavy stitch pattern that I like too. Maywick. There's the variations. So I think it's an interesting book. I haven't gotten into reading most of it yet, but she does talk a lot about the Shetlands and about her mother too. So it was fun to meet them.
Yeah, it's a beautiful book.
And to see, especially to see their samples.
Yep, and then get that signed in the front.
Yes.
Yeah. Okay, next. I showed you before my Entwined branches scarf. So I have the two options. Option A, which is solid on each side with that cable design. And then the second one, which is option B, which is both colors on both sides with a different, it's the same exact pattern, but because of the way you lay the colors out, it ends up looking different. So I finally got around to working my third option that I was thinking about, and it is finished. So that's what I'm going to show you today. And this is the third option. Now this option because of the way the colors are arranged in this option, it actually shows you what's really happening in this pattern, which is that these are just rope cables going up, and because each cable is its own color, you can actually see what's going on. Now this one I did in Cascade 220, which is worsted weight, and the first two I did in DK weight. So because of that, this one is a little bit wider and a little bit shorter, but it's still plenty long. You can wrap it around like this. And it's nice and snuggly. So again, it's reversible, right? It's the same on both sides, basically. So now I have the 3 options for this pattern. And I am still looking for test knitters. So if you are at all interested in test knitting this pattern for me, send me an email at quailsknittingnest@gmail.com, and I will hook you up with the pattern and you can try it for me.
So these are all the same stitch pattern?
Yes, they are all
That's
the
incredible.
Same. I know, isn't it wild?
No way it looks like the
I
same
know,
pattern.
they're completely different looking.
Wow.
And the only thing that's different is how you set up the colors in your very first row.
Oh
I think it's amazing.
It is. Wow. I would never guess that.
Yeah.
Because these two look similar. I could see that design. But this one doesn't look anything like the other two. Huh.
Yep.
Wow.
But if you look carefully, you can see that this is
The cables, yeah.
the rope cables.
Mm-hmm.
It's just hard to see because of the way the colors are.
So you have to carry, so this is like intarsia type, you have to
No,
carry.
it's double knitting.
Oh, it's double knitting, that's right, okay.
Okay.
When we went back on Sunday to Rhinebeck, there were no lines at Miss Babs. And this year, actually, the lines weren't bad. It was just in the Saturday morning. In the afternoon, it wasn't bad. But so, of course, I'm always a sucker for buying the Rhinebeck colors. So Miss Babs had 2 colors that I saw. This one is Vista Point. This is fingering weight, 100% superwash merino wool, 400 yards. Yummy 2-ply, it's called.
It's interesting that she had
beautiful.
2 Rhinebeck colors.
Yeah, it is. Maybe she's making it for last year. I don't know.
Oh, maybe.
I don't know. And the second one is Last of the Dahlias, Rhinebeck 2021 color. And it's also 100% superwash merino wool. I just thought this was so pretty.
I love that pink. Very pretty.
So there'll probably be some one skein shawls or
Okay.
scarves that I like to make. That's
Remember that one you were talking about that you thought would
Mhm.
be your it scarf for this year?
Mm-hmm.
Are you?
I haven't started it yet.
No.
Mm-mm. I was concentrating on that blanket.
Oh, yeah, because you want to get it
Blanket
done
is
before
done.
you go. Yeah.
I just got back to my Melanie Berg shawl, Cloud Break. I've been working on that. And then something else we're working on that we're going to show together, I think.
Yes. Okay. We are both working on the blanket knit along done by Knitters Stay Out. They published the first pattern in September.
Mm-hmm.
So this is, oh, mine has a fold line in it. Anyway, this is the first pattern. It's kind of like chevrons. Let's see yours. Oh, yours is green.
Mine is green. I haven't blocked mine yet, but this was a lot of fun to do.
Now,
That's my
I
first
did mine
block one.
exactly the 12 inches that,
Mhm.
that the pattern calls for.
I think mine is 16 by
So yours is, at least
14 by
1, maybe
14.
2 inches bigger.
Yeah. I thought I measured it was 16 when it's stretched out.
Yeah.
So I'm using Encore acrylic and wool, one of my favorite yarns. It's machine washable and dryable. On size 9 needles. I don't know what size needles are you using?
I am using
Oh no, size 7. No, I'm using a 7.
Kerry Woolen Mills.
7.
This is also worsted, but I'm doing it on size 5.
Oh, that's why. that's why.
And then block 2 came out in October, so we're done block 2. This is done by a different, each block is designed by a different designer. So this is, let me hold it the right way up. This is block 2. This is like a Gansey pattern, strips of different stitch patterns.
See, yours shows up more because your stitches are smaller.
Well, and also,
yeah,
see, that shows up.
just as well.
Yeah.
Okay, yes, that's block 2. So we're getting a block a month, and I'm enjoying doing this. Oh, and the other thing, I am attaching my blocks, block 1 and block 2, and I guess I'll do 3, 4, because there's 12 total.
Yep.
And I'll have 3 strips, and then I'll just mattress stitch the 3 strips together instead of doing each square. Whereas Joy is doing each one separately and leaving some live stitches that you could 3 needle bind off, or kitchen. What are you doing?
Well, the top and bottom I'm going to graft.
Graft, okay.
Yeah. And I've left them because I wanted to be free to redistribute them if I wanted to, because I don't know if I have enough of this natural color for the entire blanket. So I may end up with a couple of colored ones like you have here, and I want to be able to place them wherever looks the best.
Well, I have enough of the green and the off-white. Well, I thought I would have enough, let me say that. Because I'm using almost, this is what I have left of the ball of the 200 yards for my 1 square. I thought I would be able to use like 3 balls for 2 squares, but it's not working out that way.
Yeah.
So, which is fine. I have more encore. I actually have, I'm debating, I have a multi encore that has this green in it and a darker green and off-white. But I don't know. With all these stitch patterns, it's not going to show up on the multi.
Right.
So I'm waiting to see what these patterns are. If there's one that's a plainer stitch, maybe a seed stitch or some, or I don't know, maybe I'll add one just to use that yarn. I have that. But I also have a pretty shade of almost turquoise, solid turquoise, that I might add into this blanket. So we won't be finished with this until next September.
Yeah.
And then the idea is for everybody who made the Afghans to bring them with them to Knitter's Day Out in Harrisburg. No, it's not Harrisburg.
Well, it's close
near
enough.
Harrisburg.
Yeah.
Which is a nice day. I hope it's going to be in person next year. It should be. And then have our pictures taken holding our Afghans.
Yeah.
We have pictures. They have our picture from the cowl that they had one year. We both did the cowl, and there's a group picture of us wearing cowls. Was that the last one? No, it was the second last one, I think. It was about 4 years ago. 3 years ago now.
It was a while ago, yeah.
But, so this is fun. I'm enjoying this.
Yes.
It's a nice way to do.
Me too.
It doesn't seem, to do squares sometimes I've done quite a few with Afghans with squares, and you kind of get tired of doing these squares, but doing one a month
yeah,
really is doable.
it's very doable.
And I know you finished yours very quickly. Mine took a couple days each, but usually, so we get it the first of the month.
No, it comes out on the 25th, which is
The 25th?
yeah. That was the day that Knitter's Day Out would have been this year, was September 25th, and then the October block came out October 25th.
Did it?
It did. So
I guess I didn't do it till the beginning of November then.
We won't be getting the
Okay.
November block until
The 20.
Thanksgiving, I guess.
Yes, right. Oh, yes. Oh. I was thinking it was the beginning of the month. But anyway, it's a fun project.
Yeah.
I'm so glad I started it.
Yeah.
I have a couple of things in progress, but the only other one I haven't shown is just a pair of vanilla socks. I just love this yarn. Look at the stripes, the narrow stripes it's making.
See if it shows up.
One of Joy's patterns.
They're like
Probably
one
won't
row
show up.
stripes.
Yeah. I did 2x2 rib, and then the rest is just stockinette, just plain vanilla.
So you've got brown and purple,
Purple
and
and
blue
tan.
and green.
It's really pretty. This is the ball of yarn. It's a hand dye. I don't know from my stash where it's from. Something I picked up, one of my single skeins. I just needed a darker pair of socks, plain socks to wear. And it's nice and thin. So.
Well, I do have something in progress. Now that it's gotten colder out, I started wearing my nether pants as pajamas when I go to bed, and I really like them. I really like them. And I am wearing an old night top. It's a cotton flannel with them. And I've been craving a nightshirt, a woolen nightshirt to go with my nether pants. So, interesting. As I was thinking about, well, what can I make as a nightshirt? I remembered that on an old Fruity Knitting episode, they interviewed Vivian Hawksborough, and she did a book on Danish patterns, and they talked extensively about Danish nightshirts. So I was like, oh, let me look into that. So her book, I mean, it's a whole book, and there's only one nightshirt pattern in the whole book. And I didn't want to buy the whole book just to get the nightshirt pattern. So I looked on Ravelry, and I'm scrolling. You know what? I love Ravelry. First, I found that dog sweater that I had made years ago that I had completely forgotten about. And I'm scrolling. Of course, I started by selecting what I already have in my library. So I'm looking for a Danish nightshirt. You know, there's nothing. There is nothing. No Danish nightshirts to be had basically anywhere. But I found in my own library, thanks to Ravelry, in this Interweave Knits, this is winter 2004.
Oh, wow.
So this is like 17 years ago or whatever. There is a Danish nightshirt pattern, and this is by Beth Brown-Reinsel.
Oh, wow. Beth Brown-Reinsel. Huh.
So this is the pattern, and I figured since it's in my library, I'm going to do it. And
that's cute. That doesn't look like a nightshirt. It's a pretty sweater.
It looks just like the nightshirts from Vivian's book, too.
Wow.
They're all solid color with pattern stitches. I don't know how well that comes up there.
I don't think I've ever seen one. That's probably why. I think that's pretty.
They're usually basic star designs, eight-leaf star roses or whatever you call them.
The Danish.
And so when I looked at it, it was basically, it's 7 stitches to the inch. So I thought I will use a fingering weight yarn. I discovered, however, that the yarn they used for this was much heavier, and so they must have been knitting it really at a tight gauge. So I was thinking, well, what yarn do I have? And I was thinking, well, the nether pants I made out of sock yarn, which is basically 80% merino, 20% nylon, which is a lot of what the indie dyes make. So I only have one, because I prefer the non-superwash, I only have one selection in the appropriate amount of yarn that's with the merino nylon, and that is my yarn that I got from Misha last winter. Misha's Obsessions. And I don't, it's 3 colors. It's 3 skeins of yellow, 1 skein of yellow speckle, and then 1 skein of burgundy. So I was thinking about, well, how can I do 3 colors in this design? What would you do if you were going to put colors in this?
Let's see. I don't know. I might do the trim. The borders.
Yes.
Just the borders, I think, in
Exactly.
burgundy.
Yep.
Because it's an all-over design. There's no division. I thought maybe it was a yoke, but it's not a yoke design.
Yeah. Okay. So
But your cuffs and your neck and your bottom of your sweater.
this,
That looks pretty. Yeah.
it's very hard to see, but
Oh,
this is
nice.
this is the back neck. So this will go here. Right? That's the back neck.
And you started, I saw something in the pattern, you start with the welt. Is this the welt?
No.
Oh.
The pattern is worked bottom up, and I'm doing it top down.
So you're changing the pattern completely.
I am.
I was wondering what that welt was all about.
The reason I'm doing it top down is because it's hard to tell, but in this, the there's this triangle shape thing at the top, and then this diamond shape fits into the triangle at the top. Now, depending on what size you make, the diamond is not necessarily, see here the diamond goes into it, but here it doesn't. So depending on what size you make, the diamond goes up into the triangle or it doesn't go into the triangle. And I wanted this to happen. So rather than guessing and going bottom up and hoping it worked out, I'm doing it top down and making it happen so that this top diamond fits into that little triangle section. So I have so this is the back, and I also have the front started. So this is the front. So this will be like this. Same thing, just longer for the neck. And then when I get to 8 inches for the arm side, I'm going to join it and just work in the round from the bottom down. And then all I have to do is seam the shoulders together. And yes, I had to do intarsia for these sections. Which for this part wasn't bad, but then when I was doing yellow, burgundy, yellow, yellow, that was a little awkward, but fortunately it was only for a few rows right across here. So I have the top section of both the front and the back done. I'm getting close to where I would join for the armholes. And then it should go pretty speedily from there down. I don't know, we'll see. But because I put the diamond section in the triangle on the front and the back, the patterns are not going to match front and back. So I'll just have like a side seam. Nobody's ever going to notice that anyway, especially since I'll be wearing it to bed.
That's so pretty not to wear out.
So that is that, and I'm hoping I can finish it, in time to wear it this winter.
You will. With
my nether pants.
This yarn is so nice.
Yeah.
Oh, one of my favorites.
Yep. So I figure I'm going to work the body as long as I want or until I run out of the yellow. And then I'm going to stop. And I'm going to pick up the sleeves and do the sleeves in the yellow speckle. And then whatever's left, I'm just going to finish off with the burgundy on the cuffs, on the arms, and the welts at the bottom. So I should have just enough yarn.
Well, that works out better to do it from the top down if you don't know how much yarn you have. Yeah. That'll work out.
So there'll be a lot of improvising. But it's
very nice.
Fun.
I like the way I work it is, I like to have a pair of socks, a shawl, a sweater in progress at all times. So I could switch off.
Yeah.
But I stuck in the baby blanket and now the other Afghan, so.
Well, that's only one.
I have to get back to the ones in progress this month.
Yeah.
My goal is to finish definitely the sweater by Christmas. That's my goal.
Then you'll be able to wear it this winter.
For sure. Yep.
Well, I have a surprise for you.
You have a surprise.
I have a surprise for you.
What is this?
Read the card.
Oh my goodness, look what you did. This is so funny. She did minis for me. Oh my gosh, this is what I wanted to do in our group. And you wrapped everyone separately. Oh my goodness.
They're 24
So I start
minis.
this on December 1st, huh? 24 mini skeins, 100% wool, non-superwash, 45 yards each, 10 grams. Joy, thank you so much. I love it. That is great. Oh my goodness, this will be so much fun. I didn't order any of these. Have you?
No.
On my podcasters, they've ordered like 3 and 4 or whatever. Oh, this is great. Thank you.
3 and 4 advent calendars?
Yes.
Holy cow,
Yes,
that's
they
not
have.
cheap.
No. Not at all. That's why I haven't ordered any. Because oh my goodness. I just love the idea, though. Oh my gosh, look how beautiful the wrap, too. Look at, she has all different. How cute. Oh my gosh, this took you forever.
I did it back in July when we were
talking about doing it.
Mm-hmm.
Well, that's an early. Well, thank you so much.
Well, yeah, because you need it before December 1st.
Right. So 24. So how many yards do I have? 24.
Quick, get the calculator out.
Almost 1,000. Yeah, I have to figure out. I'm just thinking, what am I going to make? See, already my head is spinning. What am I going to make with these minis? I have to pay more attention to my podcast and see what they're doing.
I don't know if you've noticed, but I have been sending you some mini patterns lately.
No, I didn't even pay attention to that. This is a cute little card, too, that you printed out.
It's from...
and then on the back, it's from... Yes, it's from Brown Sheep Company. Oh, that's right. I have this, too. That's right. I remember when they sent this out. And it has the washing instructions, the fiber content. Very nice. Well, thank you. My gosh, what a wonderful idea. Thank you so much.
You're welcome.
I can't wait to open these and get started. And I want to start something immediately on December 1st.
Oh, okay.
Well, you got a couple weeks. Because if I wait, then I won't do it.
Oh, okay.
So I have to figure something out. I guess a cowl. I don't know. Now I have to start. She'll be sending me more patterns.
Yeah. Can you knit 40 to 45 yards every day?
I think so. I'm sure I could.
If it's something simple, probably.
Of course, then my in progress things might.
Oh, yeah.
Might not get done by Christmas, but that's okay. I'll figure something out. Yeah, because it's non-superwash, right?
Yes, non-superwash.
Yeah, so I can't do.
Yeah.
I can't do stripy socks. Okay.
No, not socks.
No.
Unless you just want to wear them for
mitts. Mitts would be nice too. I don't know. Look at all the possibilities. Yeah. This is fun.
It's a mystery.
Thank you. That was really nice. And she does surprise me with these things. She doesn't show me anymore. I have to tell your secrets.
Yeah.
We used to get together and talk about what we were knitting and what we're going to do and so forth. And we don't anymore because we surprise each other on the podcast. The day of. So, anyway.
Yep.
Okay, I guess.
Well, we're up to 80. We're up to 84 subscribers now. So, yay! We've got a few more subscribers. We're inching closer to 100. We are going to have a giveaway once we hit 100. We mentioned at the end of last podcast that we were having a special interview with a friend of ours as a surprise, but that got pushed back, so we won't be doing that yet. It's still on the horizon, but not yet.
Maybe after the holidays.
Yeah.
She became a grandmother for the 4th time this week. So I think we know she's very busy.
Yeah. So we have a question for you today. Mm-hmm. As always, if you have any questions or comments, put them in the comments at the bottom.
Love to see more comments and more what you're doing.
Yes. Let us know what you're doing. But the question for you today is, have you been to a fiber festival this fall? And if so, where did you go? Or if not, which one did you want to go to but couldn't?
Mm-hmm. We were talking about this at Rhinebeck.
Yeah.
I'm wondering how many other knitters are getting out finally. And you're going to one this month. I'm going to miss it.
Yes, I'm going to go to the, forget what it's called.
Leesport Fiber.
It's at Leesport.
I think it's Fiber and...
I forget the name of it.
This is the knitting one.
Fall Fiber Festival.
Or the yarn one, I should say, the fiber one. Because they have a separate holiday craft event. I think that's the week after Thanksgiving. And this one is this weekend? The 16th?
20th.
Oh, the 20th.
20th.
The 20th.
Of November.
In 2 weeks. In 2 weeks. Yes, so that's always a nice one. But I see Misha's not there.
Well, she's out of business.
I was kind of hoping she was coming back into business. But I wonder if my bag lady's going to be there.
No, we'll see.
Knitting bag lady.
Yep.
You'll have to check it out for me.
Yeah.
And your Red Robe Farm people are going to be there.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't see too many other familiar ones.
Shorty Cat.
Oh, Shorty Cat, yes.
Yeah.
She has a lot of bright colors.
Very bright, yeah. Not in my wheelhouse.
Mine either.
So let us know.
Mm-hmm.
Did you go and where, or did you not, and where would you have gone? Let us know in the comments. That's all we have today.
That's it. Keep knitting.
Yep.
Have fun. Enjoy yourself knitting. Get out in the nice weather while it's still here.
Mm-hmm.
Because soon enough it'll be real sweater weather. Bye.
Bye-bye.